Hey guys, welcome back to Surreal Beauty, where we talk books, blogs, and fashion. And today I want to dive right into one of my blogs that I also do have available on my site, that is Surreal Beauty by Tiffany. The link is below at www.sbbytiffany.com. So yes, the title of this video is called The Fight Within. This is a piece of a segment that is also incorporated in my blog, The Light. This blog was inspired by a past recent experience that really was super life changing. And honestly, I think we are all faced with our inner demons. We're all faced with inner obstacles. And it's really up to us to, decide whether we're going to deal with them and fight them or just, try to avoid it. I don't like avoiding ickiness. I hate running from myself. I hate running from life. And I did it for so long. And so this past year, especially when COVID hit, it really gave me the time to really reflect on a lot of things, on myself. And I was honestly really giving myself the time to find out, like, what were my setbacks? What were my holdbacks? What was really keeping Tiffany from being her best self? And so I had so much ickiness, like, we all have things about us that it's just not so pretty. And so honestly, I used to be the biggest excuse maker. I used to be the biggest complainer. Instead of figuring out 10 reasons, 10 solutions on how to resolve an issue, I was figuring out 10 excuses as to why this wouldn't work or why this or that. Just like a poor mentality, like a mentality of lack, as you can say. And I hated that I was that way, but I was almost comfortable with it, and until I ran into, or I had an encounter with an experience in my life where literally I would just say the mirror was held up to my face. And I use that as a metaphor, as a connection that I had with the prior person. And this person literally held the mirror up to my face and was like, listen, this is everything that's wrong with you and you got to fix it. And so I do believe the universe has a very unique way of letting us know, the universe has a really great way of putting the right people in our lives when we need it. The universe is great with that. And so I have goals, I have desires, a lifestyle that I want to attain. There are just things that I want to accomplish before I leave this earth. And there was no way I was going to accomplish those things with the mentality and the mindset that I had. It was super sucky. It definitely wasn't a true winner's mindset. It was more of a victim mentality. And I had to break out of it. So what did I have to do? I had to do a lot of deep reflection. And I had to question myself, why are you always acting like, I'm trying to find a word, not being vulgar, because I could be vulgar, but I want to be classy. I really had to just ask myself, why am I holding myself back, pretty much? Why am I holding myself back? Why am I not taking the shots? Why am I not taking the chance? The chances for success, whatever that may look like for me, right? I definitely engaged in self-sabotaging behavior. I know in my last video, I talked about how to get out of your own way. I definitely have overcome a lot of stuff. So I want to share this stuff with you guys. But yes, I used to be the worst when it came to self-sabotaging. I would literally, guys, listen, this is how bad it was. Now, let's go back, flashback to when I was training for the Olympics and pro athlete, all this stuff, right? I remember, all right, let's take a step further back before I even got to the pro level when I was still in college. It was so bad. My self-sabotage was so bad to the point that, I didn't like the way I looked. I was so hard on myself. I was so mean to myself. I had such low self-esteem, such low self-confidence. And now when you win in competition, when you place top 3, but especially if you win, cameras in your face, people want to interview you. That's typical normal stuff, It was so bad. My self-sabotage was so bad that I would purposely not place in competition just to avoid being in the media and cameras. That's how bad it was. Self-sabotage is a real thing, and you may not know that you're doing it consciously, but it's really our jobs to really take the time to pinpoint if we are, and really start working on that. So again, I do talk about that in my last video, how to get out of your own way. So definitely be sure to check that out. But yes, I really wanted to just shed light on the light, which is the blog that I wrote about. And basically, the old Tiffany used to be very afraid. I just was running away from myself. Ultimately, I was running away from myself. I was running away from the purpose and mission God has for me in my life. I was very afraid. Why was I afraid? It was fear. But honestly, as I've gone through my process and as I am going through my process of healing and things of that sort, I'm realizing that all the things that I was afraid of, it was, now that I look back, I mean, at that point, they were very real to me. But now looking back, I'm like, I cannot believe I allowed certain things to just hold me back. But we all grow, we learn, and the most important thing is to learn from our mistakes and to move forward and to progress. That being said, this blog was really, it was a turning point in my life. Guys, like when I tell you, when COVID happened and I was no longer going the athletic route, I felt like I died. My whole identity was wrapped up in being this athletic star. And when that dwindled away, I just thought I was no one. I didn't think I was worthy of anything. And so I had to be reignited. I had to really find fuel and fire within myself again. And this is where the light was inspired. I was able to encounter an individual who really told me about myself. Just told me the cold truth. Just told me, like, listen, you make too much excuses. You don't put in 100% effort. You talk way more than you act. You have no self-esteem. You take things too personal. I mean, the list can go on. I was all that, this, that, and the third. And I remember at first when that mirror is in your face, that's how I like to say it. When the mirror is in your face, it can stir up such anger in you because no one likes to be told the truth about themselves. We don't like to hear the truth. I don't know why. And when someone's pointing it out, we hate it. It sucks. But ultimately, I am the type of person, I want to change and I want to grow and I want to win. I want to learn and progress and grow and move further. And part of that process is the development. You have to go through the ugliness. You got to clean out the clutter. And so honestly, and I also talk about this in How to Be a Rich Bitch too. It's my ebook. It is available on my website. So definitely click the link below. It is there. But I talk about the fight within the battle. And honestly, guys, I cried so much. I prayed to God so much. I wrote so much. And I eventually had my breakthrough. I think it took about 2 years to have this breakthrough. I know it sounds crazy, but anyone who's serious about really progressing and moving forward in life truly knows that this is not a sprint. This is not a race. You go at your own pace. And if you are serious about reaching your goals, you will put in the work and you will understand that it takes time. So let's say you're dealing with childhood trauma or whatever trauma you're dealing with. However long it took for that trauma to stir up within. So what does that mean? Let's say you had childhood trauma that now you're in your 20s or 30s and you still haven't addressed it. So all of this time, now let's say you're 30, you've been running away from this issue, So now that you're ready to address it, you just can't expect it to just go away within a day, 2 days, 3 days, a month, 2 months, a year. Some battles, you can overcome them quicker than others. And some of them, it takes time. So my biggest battle within was self-doubt, self-hate, lack of self-love, no self-esteem, not knowing my worth or value, and allowing others to place their thoughts and listening to other people's opinions about me without even me considering what I think about me, because that's really what matters. And so I got to a point, so it took me about 2 years to have this breakthrough. Every day, whether it had to be me journaling, crying, cursing out to the universe, just crying out for help, just putting in work to just change. I just no longer wanted to identify as a victim. I no longer wanted to just be someone who just made excuses and I didn't want to go through my life that way. I'm like, nah, I want to be the victor. I want to be on top. And so I actually have another project that I'm working on, Victim to Victor, which is coming soon. But yes, that's what this is about. So honestly, guys, I'm going to just wrap it up a bit. But yes, when I reached my breakthrough, it was like whoever that individual was in my life at that time passed the torch on to me and was like, here you go. It's time for you to go after your dreams. So it's interesting how if you're willing you have the drive to want to make a change, and you're really ready to put the foot forward to change, it's not going to be easy. But let me tell you, my friends, it is the most beautiful, most transformative, like a flower blossoming and blooming, or a butterfly transitioning, from a caterpillar to the butterfly. It's an experience like that, and it's worth it, and you're worth it. And so again, be sure to just check out my blog. I talk more in depth about it. But yes, guys, anything that's worth achieving is worth fighting for, and it's worth putting in the work. And we're worth investing in ourselves. So if it means doing the inner work and digging deep in and clearing out the skeletons in our closet, you're worth it. So that was just a message today that I wanted to give to you guys. Be sure to check out my website. I have so much cool stuff there and so much more stuff on the way. I cannot wait to share more things with you. Be sure to like and subscribe. Drop some comments if you want to contact me personally, maybe ask me a question or so. Definitely do that. I have my info in the bio. And until then, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.